Good evening, everybody. It's Thursday night, my friends, and I'm back. And we're gonna just relax tonight and chill and play some Grim Dawn. I'm not gonna have a webcam tonight, just because I don't want to turn the light on, and it's been a day. So I look like hell. So we're just gonna kind of chill and do what we do here, my friends, and just go and indiscriminately murder lots and lots of virtual monsters. You know, for fun. Um, I've done a little bit of grinding off camera for reputation, but not a whole lot. So we do, I got a bunch of things here, but we can move on and do the main DLC story quests here. I think what do I need? Burridge Estates. Yeah, that was a bounty thing. And then Gloomwald looks like. March to Malmouth. Secrets of the Lost. Okay, Descent into Torment. Yeah, we got a couple things to do. Let's read a little bit of lore before we go. Cavanel's journal. This makes no sense. I have been ordered to dismiss my army without pay. Furthermore, they have given the men their weapons and armor as final payment. What are they thinking? This order can only result in anarchy. Half these men will become bandits or worse. If dismissed without pay, they won't have a second thought about turning their blade against the Empire. Without this garrison, the Grobbles will reclaim this area unchallenged. The road from Darkvale to Devil's Crossing will become impassable. We've been holding this fort since the fall of the Dranghui savages, but they keep pressing to take it back. I have requested those men and weapons from Earlian, and this is the response I get in return? Madness. I have half a mind to ignore this decree, and if my wife and son were here with me, I would. Upon further reflection, these men might also turn against me. Not that I feel I have mistreated them, but they could easily view me as part of the aristocracy that has put them in this predicament. I must leave before they receive this news, or I fear I will never see my family again. Duke Cavanel, commander of Fort Tyrant. Wald's notes. We got away. I couldn't believe it at the time, but we gave those ethereal bastards a slip. I'll never think to look out here in the wilderness. There's nothing out here but trees and rocks. Certainly nothing for the likes of them. I've gone ahead and set up camp while a few of the guys ventured out to scavenge for berries and firewood. They should be returning soon. It may not be much, but I think we could turn this place into home away from home. Hell, even the birds must be finding it to their liking. I can see a few of them circling overhead from time to time. Dangerous roads. The fools curse the Empire's soldiers for abandoning their post at Tyrant's Hold. What devilry has compelled them to such a thing? Do they want to see travelers killed and devoured by savages and beasts? I pay the Empire very high taxes to keep the roads safe. If they're not going to do their part, then I will simply stop doing mine. When I return to the Merchant's Guild, I will be filing a formal complaint against the Empire and the Army. If I can generate enough support, then we can boycott the major cities and put some real pressure on the diplomats in Earlian. Maybe even force them to pay restitution to the Guild. They may be royalty, but even they will bend to the power of coin. It would make me very happy indeed to see all the mighty Empire bowing to the Guild for a change. And now more wonderful news. A traveler heading north said they were robbed by bandits to the south. What's worse is many of these criminals were dressed in soldier uniforms. Is it possible the regiment from Tyrant's Hold has gone rogue? I think it's high time we did away with this decrepit system of rule. It's treason to even think of such thoughts, much less write them down, but if we survive this, it'll be long past time for dramatic change. Imperial Proclamation. By Imperial Proclamation, Duke Bayan Cavanul has hereby ordered to disband the 31st Division of the garrison currently stationed at Tyrant's Hold. All soldiers are immediately released from active service without pay. Soldiers may take their weapons and armor as compensation. Immediately following the disbandment of forces at Tyrant's Hold, Duke Havenel is relieved of his command and ordered to present himself before the High Marshal Nicholas Mainville. Failure to report on the first of the month will constitute forfeiture of all land and titles to the Imperium. Imperial Justicar, Rainer Finch. Okay. More lore, and very good lore at that. Okay, let's go start making our march to the north here, I would guess. So we'll probably have to start at Burridge Village and move up from there, because this is Warden's Cellar and stuff, so we're already inside this thing there. So let's go here. See what we got. Let's do what we do. Alright, and yeah, I'm guessing just go straight up that way. Alright. Here's the Burridge Estates. And I'm guessing we have to destroy the ethereal barrier leading north out of the Burridge Estate, so I guess we'll be probably doing that along the way here. Most likely, yeah. The aether barrier. To get to where we gotta go. Heroes have barred the way north, likely stop anyone attempting to flee the carnage. The Inquisitor Creed's pendant, you should be able to dissipate it. Purge the barrier. Go. The fight continues. Oh, right away we got a big in here. Grab all that stuff. Have I not used Greater Fire Blast at all? I don't think I have. I saw it down there. I'm like, I don't think I've ever used that whenever I've bounded number 3 down there. Alright, we got a new portal there. And some people to talk to. Take heed, traveler. The Wendigo spirit is strong in these parts. The Wendigo spirit? It's an ancient spirit of the forest, once fierce and noble, has become lost to darkness, lost even to Modrigan. Now it seeks only to corrupt all it touches. Okay, well, thank you for the warning. But I think I can handle it. Got a roving merchant salvage dealer. I say that. All of a sudden it feels like PoE here with these freaking plants. Damn freaking plants from PoE. So, door there. See anything around here? Oh, I can interact with that. Main stash quest item. Oh, that was something I needed. Apparently. Hey, hello, welcome on in. My day was good. Day was good. You know, it could have been better. There was a lot of, there was I had a lot of stuff to do, and I got really very little accomplished because I just was kind of peppered with a lot of little stuff, and nothing was working. Like, it was just one of those days where nothing you do seems to just work or anything. But you know, it is what it is. Hopefully I can get some stuff done. I mean, one way or the other, I'm gonna have to do some stuff this weekend because it's just there's not a whole lot of time left, and there's a lot. Like, I have about a little less than 4 weeks left until we do a release, and then I got a crap ton of stuff I gotta do, and every time I turn around, there's another little thing here or there. You know, nothing crazy or big, but it's all starting to add up. You know, like death by 1,000 cuts. But I did, just before I started the stream, I managed to get Bazite Linux, Bazite OS, installed on a little computer here. So I can start to test that out a little bit and see how that works with Linux gaming and stuff. So that'll be kind of cool. I need to, I have a second capture card. I want to pull the capture card that I had in my old computer out and put that in the external enclosure that I have, and hopefully it can take 2 of them. It has slots for 2 of them, but hopefully it has the power for 2 of them. And they're both the same, like the one I'm using now and the one that was there are both the same type of capture card, but I have no idea if 2 of them in the system will, you know, behave properly or not. So we'll have to see. But that'll be good because I can plug the little new mini little gaming computer in. Got Steam on it and everything. And see if I can like use that to capture some games that work on Linux. And then I have like a alternative to just my Windows stuff. And in the meantime, I've just been like trying to get like I downloaded the what capture card I get? It's a off-brand, not an off-brand, but it's like it's one that you don't really hear about. It's pretty expensive. It's a DataPath Vision card, and I had found it like I had to actually buy it from somewhere in upstate New York because it's not really sold in too many places. And the reason I bought that is because it captures DisplayPort directly instead of HDMI. So I can plug DisplayPort things in, 2 of them, and it's 8K capture and all that stuff if I wanted to. I obviously don't, but it can do up to 8K. And both of them, I think you can only do 4K with 2 of them, but you do 8K with just like 1 of them. And so it works okay. Like it's not it's a very it's not very user friendly, but it works in OBS once you get everything set up and whatnot. And I do occasionally have, with some games, I do occasionally have a problem where it, like there's an audio desync. But I found in OBS if I just disable it and re-enable it, the audio problems fix themselves. So yeah, it's not the it's not like the best capture card ever around, but it's a little bit more. I found it to be a lot more reliable than like an Elgato. I have an Elgato 4K or 1080p, I think, and it used to just have these weird issues where it would just it would lose the video signal sometimes, and then for random reasons and all kinds of stuff. And this one here just acts like as far as the computer is concerned, it's another monitor plugged in, and you can actually tweak the settings so that it, like hardcore settings, like what kind of monitor you want it, like what kind of color grading you want and all that kind of stuff. Like settings that I don't even know what they mean. Like you have to be like a technician of some kind to, a real monitor person to know like all the things. But you can tweak all the like very hardware level things and make it look like any kind of monitor you want it to look like. And then I just mirror the desktop with it. And so it works pretty good. It's worked well for years now. But I've never actually had 2 of them in the system before, so that's what I have to see what that is going to involve. Hopefully it just works. I mean, the manual says it should work, but whether it actually does or not is another thing. Videos will be used, yeah. Yeah, what I'm running into right now is, and I didn't even realize this, when you download a video, so like I was downloading my streams, the last streams I did for Veilguard and Indiana Jones so that I can get my thoughts videos going. And I never realized this because I've downloaded things like that before. But if you download the videos directly from the YouTube interface, YouTube gives them to you in 720p, just all the time. Even though I was doing them at 1440, gives them to you in 720p 30, which is just insane. So I downloaded something called YT DLP. It used to be YouTube Download, but they changed. They have a different project now. It's just YT DLP. And it's like a command line tool on Windows and other systems. And you just give it a URL and it will go and download the higher quality version MP4. So, but unfortunately, YouTube re-encodes it as a VP9 video. So, and my like Vegas and stuff, my editing software doesn't know how to deal with VP9 stuff. So I'm having to use like Handbrake and other things to try to convert it to something, keep it in MP4, but convert it to something that the editor will handle. So I've been kind of in that process right now. It's taken me a lot longer to get those videos together, but hopefully once I figure some things out, I'll be able to like get back to like, recording them locally on the hard drive while also streaming, because then I don't have to jump through all those additional hoops. I can just record it in a format that makes sense. But for now, I got to kind of do a lot of extra steps and processing and all that stuff.
Please just leave me alone out here.
What? Who are you? Some sort of monster disguise? Calm down, I'm not going to hurt you. Stay back. I'm a pal for Arcanists. I'm not looking for trouble. You must be Garrett. What? I mean, yes, but how did you know? Your daughter sent me to find you. Amala? Oh, my sweet Amala. She made it to safety then. Yes, she's fine. She's at Devil's Crossing. The prison? Well, so long as it's safe, I guess I could die in peace then. No need to be traumatic. I can get you out of here. No, I cannot bear to look at her in the eyes. I failed her as a father. I failed to protect her when she needed me. Leave me here. You won't be any good to her dead. I suppose that is true. We got together this far. I cannot abandon her again. I have been given a second chance. How do you plan on getting me the hair, though? My leg is busted. Like this. Open Riftgate. I like that one of the options was, I don't have time for this, and you just open a Riftgate and push them through. Oh, that's great. Can I not get through here? These are going to be for video walkthroughs. Well, these are just my thoughts videos. What I thought, my final thoughts on Dragon Age Veilguard and Indy. I couldn't at the time because of how I have my setup right now. My machine doesn't have enough power where I can record locally and also stream at the same time. Because I'm doing my multi-streaming locally now instead of through Restream, and it's just like I'm pushing a higher bit rate to YouTube and everything, and it's just a little bit too much right now to do that and also record to the hard drive at the same time. So once I get all that squared away, that's part of the reason why I'm adding the multi-streaming capability to my streamer bot thing, because I want to I want to use that myself, so that I can hopefully do all that stuff without, because right now I have like Nginx and stuff running in um was it Windows subsystem for Linux, which is like a virtual Linux install on Windows 11, that's supported by Microsoft and everything. And so it's kind of running in that, and OBS is connected to that, and it's jumping through some things, and it's just kind of, there's a lot there. And I'm hoping that if I can sort of have it do less jumps, I can. And for some reason, I don't think it's really. I don't know if it's really using the GPU. Oh, it's, in fact, it's not using GPU. It's using. I can't get it to use the GPU to do the encoding for the stream. I'm using the CPU for it, X264 or whatever, which means it's good quality, but at the same time, it's, it's a lot for what is essentially a 75-watt PC, like a little mini PC. So I'm trying to, if I can do it myself using FFmpeg and have FFmpeg do it and be able to communicate with the NVIDIA card, the external NVIDIA card that I have on it, then maybe I can. That'll take some of the burn off the CPU, and then I can like do more stuff. Hopefully, that's the plan anyway. It's a lot of stuff. It's surprising, like how in the weeds sometimes you have to get it just to do things the way you want to do them. I know there's a lot of people with very, very simple setups, but to do what I want to do is it takes a bit. That said, I think it'd be really interesting. I was thinking more and more about, like, if I have that capability in, so what is this? Take one dynamite to clear out. These rocks look like someone placed them here deliberately. This might be Nane's secret stash. All right. There we go. Glue mold stash. That's good. Because I was thinking about it more, and there are no, as far as I'm aware, there are no bots that do this, like that do multi-streaming and also multiple chat stuff. And it actually opens up the possibility of doing some interesting stuff, because you could theoretically have, if I can get it working, that is, you can theoretically have like stuff show up on your, like if you're multi-streaming to YouTube and Twitch, you could have stuff show up on your YouTube stream and not show up on your Twitch stream. So for instance, like, Twitch gets a little antsy about, say, chats and whatnot on the screen, right? You can put all your chats on the YouTube screen and then just not show them on Twitch at all, kind of thing. Or if there's a, if you have like a banner that you want to show, or maybe you only want to show YouTube alerts on YouTube and not on Twitch, that kind of thing. That might be interesting. There's an interesting use case there that I don't think anyone's ever really explored yet. So it'd be kind of interesting to see if that's even worth it. Like I think it's worth it for me just for the multi-streaming, but there might be a thing there that other people find use for. It's kind of it's a weird. it's definitely a niche kind of thing, right? It's not like there's a whole lot of people who would be like, yeah, I want to, I want to stream to multiple places and have a different look and feel of the stream in both places. Like, that's just, I don't know if anybody has ever wanted to do that, but then again, it's not been something that's been easy to do, so maybe it's just because of that. Or also, there's some pretty creative people, and I can imagine someone would come up with some creative use of that kind of thing. But it's all theory right now until I actually have some code working. So I was debating before I started up Grim Dawn here tonight. I was debating just playing some more Raidborn when I played last night, because I'm actually enjoying that game a lot. But I thought, it's still early access. Let's not go too crazy with it right now. I do want to get it into the schedule though somewhere, because it is a lot of fun. So I don't know. Maybe I also want to get back to Ancient Kingdoms too. So maybe I'll do something special next week. In next week's schedule kind of thing, because I know I'm not going to be able to do any streams this weekend. I especially know I'm not going to be able to do anything Sunday because I gotta use Sunday just to be able to. It's weird. Like, working from home is fantastic. It really is, because you can kind of set your own hours, and you can really get a good work-life balance going. But it also kind of sucks, because there's, like, when you have days, like, I've had several days here now this week where it's just like you're trying to focus and trying to get stuff done, and you're just constantly getting peppered with like little, like, questions here and there, and little tasks here and there. Like, nothing's like an easy question. It's always like, why is this happening? Why is that happening? And you gotta kind of do some investigation and stuff. And I'm not complaining. Like, I mean, it's it's part of working on a team, is you got to be there for your teammates and everything. But, like, to have all that, and then you're just about to start your own work, and then something else comes up and you can't even get to your own work, and you're still expected to get your stuff done, and it's just like, and so I just end up, a lot of times here, I end up just working for a couple hours on Sunday, because I know no one else is working, and I know I'm not going to be disturbed by anyone. I know I have like a block of time that I could just get things done and not have to answer any questions or or anything like that, or any emails or any of that. No meetings, no pop-up meetings that I didn't even, that were just made 5 minutes prior, all that stuff. It does sound like a big complaint, but it's not really. It's just it's I don't know. I mean, we do 2 releases a year, which is more than enough. Um, uh, but it's also like it, what's the word I'm looking for? It's there's still crunch time, right? Like no matter how much time you have, like we have months to do things, and we still end up in some kind of crunch every time, right? And it's that's the part that just starts to really to wear on you after a while, um, because it all, and it's never, and it's not necessarily bad or poor planning either. It's just like sometimes just shit happens, right? Like you think something's going to be relatively straightforward, and then you get down into the weeds and you realize it's just a big mess and a pain. Um, and it's just, and when you're ready to work through it, you just can't, because either your brain's just not working, or you can't focus, or there's just something else happens that takes your attention away, that needs your attention immediately, kind of thing. And it can get really frustrating some days, and it's no one's fault either. It's the nature of the beast sometimes. um and the worst part of all that too is like most most techies don't have anyone to like bounce off of, right? In other words, like a lot of software engineers go home to families that, or to loved ones that will happily listen to what they have to say, but not be able to chime in or help in any way other than listening, right? Because it's highly technical stuff, and they're trying to be as supportive as they can, but there comes a point where their eyes glaze over, right? um so it's just one of those weird things where you just like, you don't really have a sounding board, you don't really have a advice column. It's just you're just stuck trying to just power through things, and hope that your brain holds up. Just hope that you can you know you can somehow pull through it. Yeah, Dear Abby kind of thing. Right, yeah, we need like a dear, a dear Chad or something. We need a good techie name, Chad or Kyle, a dear Kyle column. Like it just need someone to be like, you know, Just listen to the ramblings and understand. Be sympathetic in more than just a surface level. So I did tweet out, not tweet, but I blue skied, skeeted, I guess. I don't know. I don't think I like that word too much, but that I'll just say I skied. I skied a post that I just today hit 15,000 titles viewed in the Steam discovery queue. 720 some wish list and 15,000 just over that titles that I hit next in queue on. So that's a thing. Probably not any kind of record, but it's still it feels pretty significant. It's the modern gamer equivalent of I've seen some shit. And my god, have I seen some shit on Steam. I've seen things you people would never understand. Z-beams off the shoulder of Orion. Hidden object games. Furry titles. It's endless. Let's not forget the furry hidden object games. You thought one genre was bad. They then combined two of them. Get out here. Iron bits. Some scrap. Some big old golems. Some big old golems. Ooh, this guy is hurting me plenty here. Almost got me. Almost did it. Heart of Caraxes. But seriously, for anyone watching who likes an Elder Scrolls alike game, I'm calling it that, even though they don't make that distinguishment on their own on the Steam page, but it feels like one. Um, Raidborn is in early access. It's pretty darn fun. Um, it's like, I mean, it's basically, if you were to take, say Oblivion, right? But you don't have an open world. It's a series of dungeons that you travel between. And they immediately give you basically a house. It's a base, really, an outpost. And as you go off on these on these little instances, um, you get all kinds of building materials and gold and other things, and you spend that to build up your outpost, and you get to um, like to have a forge and have a crafting benches and alchemy stuff and all that, and it's pretty interesting. Um, it's pretty darn interesting. Very much enjoying it so far. I know a lot of people are avoiding early access stuff, and I get it. I honestly do. I understand entirely the dilemma anymore. But there are still some good things. There's still some diamonds in the rough when it comes to early access stuff. So don't shut yourself off entirely to it. Nothing in there. Oh, here we go. Cratchmore's order. We'll read that in a second. See if there's anything around here. Any loot of any kind. I don't see anything. All right. What do we got here? Cratchmore's order. We got Corvin Loremaster achievement. There have been some strange travelers about these parts recently. The inn is busy, more so than it should be this time of the year. Not that you'll hear me complaining about that. A fair bit of extra coin has found its way into my pockets as of late, but the folk moving through these parts aren't like the ones we're used to seeing. There's been common folk from further south than Devil's Crossing, and groups of men and women moving about with strange new markings on their armor and clothes. We even had a fella a couple of weeks back claimed he came all the way south from the capital. Said he was a chef, looking for work. I didn't have room for him, so I suggested he try in Burwich. It's not just the people that are strange. There's been an uneasy feeling in the forest, as I'm sure you've noticed. I haven't seen nor heard a bird in more than a week. I chalked it up to there being more people around, but no more than 3 days ago, Critch brought in a fresh kill with a big swamp buck, 10 points if I remember correctly. A kill like that usually brings in the vultures, but the dressings have been sitting out in the wood, festering since and no sight of those hideous things. If it sits out much longer, it'll draw out Caraxes for sure. I swear that crusty old bastard has doubled in size and gotten twice as ugly since I last saw him. He's been up around the inn twice in the last year, stealing things. Supposedly even took a milk cow from Gretchen's stable. I shouldn't like to think what happened to that poor thing. Fire used to scare him off, but he seems to have become bolder as he's grown. Whoever finds that creature's lair is in for a right heap of useless junk and more crab than a man could eat in a lifetime. If anyone should be eating that living thing, that thing to begin with. In any case, there's business to be done, especially with all these folk moving about the countryside. We got the stores. I'd like to order 3 casks of red Meyer ale, 2 casks of black leaf, and 20 bottles of store wine. Payment on delivery as usual. Cratchmore. Okay. Nane's stash. I don't know what he's up to, but twice in the last week I've seen Nane driving a loaded wagon up the north road past the old mill, and twice returning with the wagon empty. He must be hiding something up there, and I mean to find out where. If he's made it big, I fully intend to be in on his good fortunes. Blood-soaked scribblings. We left Burwich not more than a week ago. There was something wrong with that place, and there were rumors of strange goings-on around the Krieg residence. So Fraser had this crazy idea that we should leave and head north. He said there was a nice town just up the road. He should know. He lived up there less than a year ago. He said passage would be difficult, but we could make it if we stuck together. He couldn't have been more wrong. We weren't one day out of town when things started going poorly. First, Beatrix came down with a fever. Her skin went pale and her eyes glazed over. That night she started lashing out at us, shaking, vomiting, and screaming about some creature out in the woods, staring back at her. The following day, the same thing happened to Heinrich. With both of them sick, we were forced to travel slowly. Fraser and I towed them behind us in a makeshift sled, too far from Burwich to turn back, but Fraser said he knew of an inn that was less than a day's travel ahead, so we continued onward. When we reached the inn, it was abandoned and the air hung heavy with the scent of death. But we were desperate and in need of shelter, so we stayed there nonetheless. That night was when the noises started. Fraser said he didn't hear none of it, but I could make it out loud and clear. It sounded like an animal growling and moving about just outside the inn. As the night wore on, the noises became louder and louder, and I began to question my sanity. Fraser insisted that it was nothing, but I could swear they were right outside. When dawn came, I didn't want to move, but Fraser forced me out of the inn. He said we had to continue or he wouldn't make it to safety. So we began pulling the sled north along the overgrown road. As we moved, I could hear it following us, its footsteps mirroring our own. Beatrix and Heinrich were getting sicker by the minute, and we soon grew tired of hauling the sled. My hands were blistered and my feet bloodied from the rough path. Fraser said we had to leave them. The sled was just too heavy for us to pull, but that didn't sit right with me. We argued back and forth about their fates, each becoming more and more angered as we continued. That was when Fraser grabbed his camp hatchet and threatened to kill them right then and there. He said if I wouldn't let them go, he'd just do it. But I was scared, and the growling sounds bore down on me like a fire in my mind. I shoved him, and he stumbled over a root, falling face first into his hatchet, which lodged itself in the right side of his chest. He looked up at me in horror as blood filled his lungs and mouth. That's when I saw it, standing behind Fraser at the edge of the woods, a massive, hideous figure, like a man with the head of a dead animal. I froze for a moment and then bolted down the road. As I ran, I could hear Fraser's gurgling screams begging me not to leave him. I can still hear them, all 3 of them wailing in the darkness like rabbits being eaten by a fox. It's been hours. Why won't they die? Is that thing still out there? Is it taunting me? I can't go on. I can't take it anymore. Jeez Louise. Relic Haunt. Okay. Blueprints. I shall take that. Oh, well. I think that's everything there. Yep, this is the DLC, or one of the DLCs. I think there's several. Is that a path down there, or is that just the edge of the map? Oh yeah, this definitely goes on further. Shade leather leggings. We are in Gloomwald now. It's definitely gloomy. And let's looped around to where we were. Right, okay. I'm gonna go down this way though. Yeah, there's still some more down that corner. I think there's something up here too, it looks like. Maybe. Okay, this is Udenbalg. Let me get the portal up here just so we have it. I'll come back there in a minute. I want to see what's down in this other corner down here. Alright, not much. Not much down in that corner. Was this blocked off? Well, that explains that. I needed to see that it was blocked off. Coven's of Refuge. This looks like this will be our new base. Trista's diary. Please, stranger, lead me to my thoughts. Hope you're not planning to stay here, stranger. Okay. Very friendly and welcoming.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Where's the Coven, huh? Is the faction?
Safe storage, no questions asked.
Lead me to my work, Inquisitor. What are you working on? As if I would explain myself to a Luminari. Do not try my patience. Well, okay. Coven of Udenbog does not trust you. Illusionist, okay. Just a guardian. Ralia. We meet again, friend. I must admit, I had some reservations regarding your unusual state of mind, but you have proven to be understanding of human plights, even compassionate. My sisters will breathe easier knowing that you are willing to see past our craft for the people we are, and I will make sure they hear of it. Do not worry, I will not speak of your origins to the others. Even though they endured prejudice in the Empire, they are not entirely free of it themselves. That's humanity for you, I suppose. How'd you make it here all the way from the Blood Grove? It wasn't simple, I can tell you that. After Melostria's calls became more frequent, I set out east towards the lake. Traveled part of the way by boat, but that dingy thing did not last long in the turbulent waters. I found myself off the coast of Whitemire, nearly drowned. Thankfully, a couple of rovers found me before the Slith did. With their help, I recovered quickly and made my way up here. This Melostria called to you? Yes, she's a powerful psychic and nearly burnt at the stake herself for her ability to tap into the Aether. Magnified by the powers of the other witches, Melostria called out to anyone with the gift who might hear. The lucky few who interpreted her summons and survived the journey are here. Fascinating. Okay. Oof. Come on. Walk up there. There you go.
I admit, seeing an Inquisitor walk in here so boldly has at least sparked my curiosity. But you must leave at once. You are making my sisters restless.
I require your aid. I've brought the heart of Caraxes in exchange.
Ha! And I'm sure you squirmed at the thought of giving it to us, too. You'll be relieved to learn, then, that the heart of this beast has no malevolent properties. So then, what is it you want?
Yeah. Anyway, drop the cap here. Jesus. Well, this is awkward. I have managed to break my my microphone arm here. Hang on. Okay, testing. I might be a little bit lower than usual here because the microphone is further away. I hope everything's coming through here. It looks like we're, yeah, I'm definitely lower on that. Let me see if I can boost that a little bit. All right. Testing. Yeah, I've got it about as high as it's gonna go there. It's still a bit on the low side, but you know, we're kind of getting into the yellow, but not as loud as we were. Let me see something here. No, I'm gonna leave the noise suppression on. We'll just have to go with this for right now. So let's get that off of there. Let's get the game back up a little bit. All right. Let's see where we're at with that. Game might be a bit loud now because of me being further away from everything. Let's turn the master volume down a bit there and see where we're at. That might be okay. So I've been meaning to for a while get a new get a new microphone arm. Because I had a Rode arm and it worked well with my old desk. But with this new desk that I've had for a couple years now, there was no good place to put it and not have it in the way. Like it was still pretty far away. I had to stretch it pretty far to get it close up here. And well, tonight it decided to just break. So it just plain broke right at the base. So I've got a like a regular tabletop stand here, and I've got the microphone on that. It's not ideal. I do have like I've tried like having floor stands and stuff and having it like on a monitor, like on a boom arm, but the microphone itself is too heavy for those boom arms usually. So it's fine. I'll just have to purchase another thing, which I was meaning to do anyway, just to try to get like a longer one, a sturdier one, whatever the case may be. And I guess now is the time to do that. after the breakage.
I admit, seeing an Inquisitor walk in here so boldly has at least sparked my curiosity. But you must leave at once. You are making my sisters restless.
I require your aid. I've brought the heart of Corexus in exchange.
And I'm sure you squirmed at the thought of giving it to us, too. You'll be relieved to learn, then, that the heart of this beast has no malevolent properties. So then, what is it you want?
I must find a way to Malmuth and find a lost friend.
If you seek a path to Malmuth through the swamps, then I am afraid you are out of luck. The roads have all but collapsed, And even if you should somehow find your way out of the bog, the land beyond has been consumed by aether fire. Ancient passageways exist that could take you north, but they are not of this realm, and you will not like where they lead. Now, this friend of yours, what happened?
His name was Ulgrim. He was taken by the Void in battle.
Ulgrim, you say? Oh, it would be a shame to lose such a legend. But if he was claimed by the Void, then... perhaps this gives me an idea that will solve both your predicaments. But if we are to help with this, then I must ask for something more in return.
Very well. What do you require?
What you ask will take me some time to prepare. But before I help you, there is something you must do for us. Deep within Ugdungbog, to the north of our refuge, there lies a village by the name of Barrowholm. I need you to travel there.
What does this village have to do with you?
I care not for the village, only for what was stolen. We had crafted an Ugdungbog fetish within the swamp in order to protect ourselves from the wilderness. Recently, someone has tampered with it, tore off the head of the fetish, and ran off with it. I can still sense its waning power within the bog, and the only nearby settlement is Barrowholm. I do not care what you do. We must have it returned to us. Do this, and I shall give you the means to find Ulgrim, and perhaps even a way to Malmouth.
All right, we have a deal. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of wondering when that was going to break. And I guess it's appropriate it broke today after a day of frustration as it was. So, you know, I mean, it happens. It's a thing. So, you know, like I said, it was bound to happen at some point. So it was, I was going to have to deal with it one way or the other. Greetings, outsider. I'm told that you're heading into Ugdungbog. Brave of you. I was wondering if you could assist us in an important matter while you're out there. What do you have in mind? Matron Malustria has been reaching out across Cairn, calling witches to gather here in relative safety. Once they arrive, their survival becomes my responsibility until they get accustomed to life in Ugdungbog. Most of those that Malustria was able to commune with have arrived, except for a few stragglers. It has been some time, though, and we suspect that something has happened to our future sisters. If you find yourself out in Ugdungbog, please look around. See if any of them have gotten lost or worse, captured by the roaming cannibals. Even though they are not yet under my care, I feel a certain responsibility to their well-being, but I cannot simply leave the refuge. If you do this for me, I will see to it that you aptly reward it with some of our supplies. Alright, I will find them. Alright, we'll just keep on trucking here. Let's see what we got in the way of murdering things. Like we got lots and lots of boglings ready to pounce on us here. And poison and other things. Also, I still have a devotion point I need to use at some point here. Might as well. I guess we might as well do that now. So what do I want to go next with that? I think I was doing Mantis here. 80 health. Yeah, piercing damage, physical resistance. I think is where I want to go with it. So we'll do that. 1 energy regenerate per second. It's not a whole lot, but it's getting us one step closer, I think, to where we want to be. I'm surprised they don't. It doesn't feel like they're really throwing enemies at me like they normally do. Maybe it's just a terrain thing here. Oh, well, spoke too soon. But he got me like on the backside with that.
Come see what's left of
Like
the
that was
fire.
a damage over time thing that just kind of spiraled out of control. The hell? Why won't you pick that up? Is there no room anywhere? I got plenty of room in my inventory. Just won't pick it up. It's a quest item. What if I move something out of here? Huh. Wow, it really doesn't want me to pick that up. It says it's a quest item. Maybe I don't have the quests to grab it? That's weird. We got here. Trista's diary. This whole thing is still very strange to me. There are sisters here who have devoted their entire lives to studying craft, but I know nothing of such things. I have no skill with herb and vial, no knowledge of threads or their connections. I have no tales of the three or long sight. I cannot convene with spirits, and yet here I am. I was drawn here like a fish to its spawning grounds, and I have no idea why. I don't think any of the sisters know either. I've heard some of the elders speaking of me. There was no disdain in their voices, but they too are at a loss for what purpose I have in this place. I've learned many things in my short time here, and despite my apparent lack of direction, I intend to absorb as much information as this place will give me. There's a great deal of history in this coven. I've overheard the eldest sister speaking of a time when it was first formed, a time when its members were fearless and driven by hunger for knowledge. They unveiled secrets hidden from mankind, learned of sources of immense power. Together they achieved things the rest of us dream of, but it came at a heavy price. Their hubris grew the ire of the three, and nothing was ever the same, or drew the ire of the three. My contemporaries speak of that time in hushed tones, but to be honest, I am envious of them. They must have felt such drive, such clarity of purpose. Is it truly so wrong to pursue lost knowledge? I will not rest until I have uncovered their secrets, until these pieces of power are once again within our grasp. The witch gods be damned, but as I walk among my sisters, I realize that there are those among us who look up to the three with reverence. Through them, the gods retain their unbroken gaze upon this place and our actions. I must be discreet and unassuming. The mantle of an ill-directed, purposeless new recruit shall suit me well for now. Okay. Sorry. Just get some agua. There's another alpha horn I can't pick up. I wonder if there must have been another quest giver back in the camp back there that I didn't hit up or something. Oh, there's level 56. Very good. Let's go get this. I see a altar over here. We can take down, perhaps. A little bit of loot. There we go. Blueprint, badge of the Crimson Company. More flying bugs. Just what we need. Got this place pretty well mapped out, but let me go back to that camp again a little bit and see if I missed a quest giver or something.
What does the foul wind?
Hmm. Guide over there. No, I guess. Don't see anything. That guy's another DLC. We've seen him before. Um. Hmm. Okay. Well, let's sell some stuff, I guess. Um, as we are tolerated.
Put it to good use.
Okay, and get to our
Safe storage.
stash here and those over there. Can now craft something and nothing particularly interesting about those things. I do have an available point here. Let's put that in cunning. Try to get that up to a point where we can wear some stuff. Oh, I did pick up one Leaf Mane Alpha Horn. Okay, so I guess you can only have one of them in your inventory. That's what was going on. Okay. That's why I couldn't pick up the other ones.
Let's see what I can do here.
Well, that explains it. Looks like there's a little area over in the corner here. Actually, this looks like it all connects this way. So let's do this. Avatar of Mogdragon. Greetings, mortal. Your efforts to restore my shrine in Asterkarn have convinced me that you are the one I need. Will you assist me in an urgent matter threatening this region? Yeah, what do you ask of me? With my attention turned elsewhere, I must turn to you to assist me in cleansing a once sacred place. The savage wilderness of the ancient grove is dear to me, but with the recent calamity it has become corrupted by the very forces you battle against. Ethereal and chthonic taint now threatens to overwhelm the fragile ecosystem within and spill forth into the surrounding environment. Deep within the grove in the heart of the forest, once proud guardsman has fallen to the infestation. Should it escape the confines of the grove, it could wreak havoc. It could wreak unimaginable destruction upon your people. Though it pains me to say it, it falls to you to enter the grove and dispatch this once magnificent creature. Will you deal with this threat? Yes, I will deal with your problem. Skeleton key. Alright. Hallowed entrance. Treacherous domain. What we got here? Resilient. More resilient to poison and bleeding. Okay. Monsters are infused with fire, dealing additional burn damage, and monsters deal additional aether damage. Okay. Well, we'll see what that translates to. Alright, rolling right along. Not too bad. Undesecrate this shrine. If we can. There we go. Get another devotion point for our troubles. shall take that to the bank. Do have some skill points to spend though, I gotta remember here. Probably should spend them before we get to the boss here. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pump this up. I think I need to get to level 40 for like these agonizing flames and stuff, which are gonna be really good. So let's just do that. Okay, Outlaw. Well, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it. I'm going to be calling it in a couple minutes to myself, but after I clear this area. But yeah, thanks for hanging out. I appreciate it greatly. Have a good night. Well, that's a lot of stuff going on there. Let's get them all in a choke point. We get all that stuff down there. Yeah, looks like it. There's one little section I didn't look at, but I think we're good there. Oh, yep, this would be the big bad. I'm guessing. There we go. Took care of him. Mark of the Nymph we got there. Sealed by Mondrian. Requires a skeleton key. I have a skeleton key. Waiting ancient grove has been opened. Make haste. Something, something. Your connection to Riftgates feels absent within this place. Oh, I can't get back out of this place? Well, that's a thing. So that was just the beginning of it, not the... not the end of it. Oh, we're friendly with the Coven now. That's good to know. Well, they one-shotted me there. That was a thing. So you have to go through that whole thing with one life, it looks like. Huh. Alright, well, I mean, that was the thing. That's kind of cool. And we'll definitely come back to that next week, but I'm going to have to call it there, not only for technical reasons, but also just it's my normal quitting time. I know I got a little bit later start than usual, but it's been a week. It's been a day, it's been a week, you know what I mean? It's one of those things. Is there anything I can actually turn in the way of quests here? We can kind of get something going. Barrow Home, rescue a traveling list, which is Cleanse Ancient Grove. Nope, I don't think there's anything else for me to... There's nothing for me to turn in right now, it doesn't look like. Oh, well, okay. Lost Father we can turn in. Devil's Crossing. So let's go do that. Why not? Because we can get back here pretty easily. So we made a decent run of it through Grimwald and up to Coven's Revenge here. Udenbog. I haven't found the portal yet in Udenbog. Udenbog. Is that true? Where would I... Is it up here somewhere? I think I would have found it by now. So I went all the way to the end of that. Unless it's like right in here somewhere. That's alright. We'll come back to it and do that. So the next thing along the way is Barrel Home, which we have to get to, and then I'm assuming, yeah, we gotta get eventually up to Malmouth here. So Lone Watch. So we got a decent way to go yet on this particular DLC. Let's get to Devil's Crossing and turn this quest in that we have here somewhere. Are they inside? Yep, here we go.
I am relieved that my father made it safely.
He was a bit shaken up, but still alive.
We were never close, but he's the only family I got left. I don't know how to thank you. Oh, perhaps this. Here, take this potion. My father and I took sips from it along our journey to keep up our strength. I'm sure you'll find it useful.
Thank you. Take care. Okay. So they gave me potions to like reset my devotion points and my attribute points for free, which is quite nice. I think we'll store those away. Already known. Yeah, I'll put that here. And where's the other tonic? There it is, Clarity. Put those together, just so I know where they're at. We also have another blueprint here. Myrmidon Visor. Okay. And clear this out a little bit. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Okay. We're doing we're still making the progress and all those things. Enjoying the heck out of the game as I do. So picking this back up again on next Thursday. Next Thursday we'll pick it up again. As we do, until we complete all the DLCs and everything, which will be a little while, but we'll get there. We'll get there soon enough. It's been a fun journey and a continuous journey. Tomorrow night, probably do some coding. It's really going to depend. I don't know. Maybe possibly I'll have a replacement here for my microphone stand, maybe. Otherwise it's going to be interesting. I might even like I don't know, I guess I could do like a no mic stream. I don't know if that would be all that interesting, but it's I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens and what I can do. But anyway, we'll tackle that when we come to it. That is it for me for tonight, my friends. If you are watching this on the YouTubes, I'd very much appreciate a like and or a subscribe. That helps out tremendously, and it would be quite awesome of you. For everyone else, I will say thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I hope everyone has an excellent morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on what it is for you. And I hope to see you back here again in the future for some more stuff, whatever happens to suit your fancy. Until then, see you, bye.
I suppose by the transit of property, I too must be Vulcan as a motherfucker.